Google products and services. Advertising. As per its 2017 annual report, Google generates most of its revenues from advertising. This includes sales of apps, purchases made in-app, digital content products on Google and YouTube, Android and licensing and service fees, including fees received for Google Cloud offerings. 46% of this was from clicks, cost per clicks, amounting to $109,652 million in 2017. This includes three principal methods, namely AdMob, AdSense, such as AdSense for content, AdSense for search, etc., and DoubleClick Ad Exchange. For the 2006 fiscal year, the company reported $10.492 billion in total advertising revenues and only $112 million in licensing and other revenues. In 2011, 96% of Google's revenue was derived from its advertising programs. In addition to its own algorithms for understanding search requests, Google uses technology from the company DoubleClick to project user interest and target advertising to the search context and the user history. In 2007, Google launched AdSense for mobile, taking advantage of the emerging mobile advertising market. Google Analytics allows website owners to track where and how people use their website, for example by examining click rates for all the links on a page. Google advertisements can be placed on third-party websites in a two-part program. Google's AdWords allows advertisers to display their advertisements in the Google Content Network, through a cost-per-click scheme. The sister service, Google AdSense, allows website owners to display these advertisements on their website and earn money every time ads are clicked. One of the criticisms of this program is the possibility of click fraud, which occurs when a person or automated script clicks on advertisements without being interested in the product, causing the advertiser to pay money to Google unduly. Industry reports in 2006 claimed that approximately 14 to 20% of clicks were fraudulent or invalid. In February 2003, Google stopped showing the advertisements of Oceana, a non-profit organization protesting a major cruise ship's sewage treatment practices. Google cited its editorial policy at the time, stating Google does not accept advertising if the ad or site advocates against other individuals, groups, or organizations. In June 2008, Google reached an advertising agreement with Yahoo, which would have allowed Yahoo to feature Google advertisements on its web pages. The alliance between the two companies was never completely realized because of antitrust concerns by the U.S. Department of Justice. As a result, Google pulled out of the deal in November 2008. In July 2016, Google started rejecting all Flash-based adverts, replacing them by HTML5. Google's plan was to go 100% HTML5 beginning on January 2, 2017. Search engine. According to Comscore market research from November 2009, Google Search is the dominant search engine in the United States market, with a market share of 65.6%. Google indexes billions of web pages to allow users to search for the information they desire through the use of keywords and operators. In 2003, The New York Times complained about Google's indexing, claiming that Google's caching of content on its site infringed its copyright for the content. In both Field v. Google and Parker v. Google, the United States District Court of Nevada ruled in favor of Google. The publication 2600, The Hacker Quarterly, has compiled a list of words that Google's new instant search feature will not search. Google also hosts Google Books. The company began scanning books and uploading limited previews, and full books were allowed, into its new book search engine. The Authors Guild, a group that represents 8,000 U.S. authors, filed a class action suit in a New York City federal court against Google in 2005 over this service. Google replied that it is in compliance with all existing and historical applications of copyright laws regarding books. Google eventually reached a revised settlement in 2009 to limit its scans to books from the US, the UK, Australia, and Canada. Furthermore, the Paris Civil Court ruled against Google in late 2009, asking it to remove the works of La Martinière, Éditions du Seuil, from its database. In competition with Amazon.com, Google sells digital versions of new books. On July 21, 2010, in response to Bing, Google updated its image search to display a streaming sequence of thumbnails that enlarge when pointed at. Although web searches still appear in a batch per page format, on July 23, 2010, Dictionary definitions for certain English words began appearing above the linked results for web searches. The Hummingbird update to the Google search engine was announced in September 2013. The update was introduced over the month prior to the announcement and allows users ask the search engine a question in natural language rather than entering keywords into the search box. In August 2016, Google announced two major changes to its mobile search results. The first change removes the mobile-friendly label that highlighted easy-to-read pages from its mobile search results page. For the second change, the company, starting on January 10, 2017, will punish mobile pages that show intrusive interstitial advertisements when a user first opens a page. Such pages will also rank lower in Google search results. In May 2017, Google enabled a new personal tab in Google Search, letting users search for content in their Google account's various services, including email messages from Gmail and photos from Google Photos. Enterprise Services. G Suite is a monthly subscription offering for organizations and businesses to get access to a collection of Google services, including Gmail, Google Drive, and Google Docs, Google Sheets and Google Slides, with additional administrative tools, unique domain names, and 24/7 support. Google Search Appliance was launched in February 2002, targeted toward providing search technology for larger organizations. Google launched the Mini 3 years later, which was targeted at smaller organizations. Late in 2006, Google began to sell Custom Search Business Edition, providing customers with an advertising-free window into Google. Comms Index. The service was renamed Google Site Search in 2008. Site Search customers were notified by email in late March 2017 that no new licenses for Site Search would be sold after April 1, 2017, but that customer and technical support would be provided for the duration of existing license agreements. On March 15, 2016, Google announced the introduction of Google Analytics 360 Suite, a set of integrated data and marketing analytics products, designed specifically for the needs of enterprise-class marketers, which can be integrated with BigQuery on the Google Cloud Platform. Among other things, the suite is designed to help enterprise-class marketers see the complete customer journey, generate useful insights, and deliver engaging experiences to the right people. Jack Marshall of The Wall Street Journal wrote that the suite competes with existing marketing cloud offerings by companies including Adobe, Oracle, Salesforce, and IBM. Business Incubator equals. On September 24, 2012, Google launched Google for Entrepreneurs, a largely not-for-profit business incubator providing startups with co-working spaces known as campuses, with assistance to startup founders that may include workshops, conferences, and mentorships. Presently, there are 7 campus locations in Berlin, London, Madrid, Seoul, São Paulo, Tel Aviv, and Warsaw. Consumer Services. Web-based services equals. Google offers Gmail, and the newer variant Inbox, for email, Google Calendar for time management and scheduling, Google Maps for mapping, navigation and satellite imagery, Google Drive for cloud storage of files, Google Docs, Sheets and Slides for productivity, Google Photos for photo storage and sharing, Google Keep for note-taking, Google Translate for language translation, YouTube for video viewing and sharing, and Google+, Allo, and Duo for social interaction. Software equals. Google develops the Android mobile operating system, as well as its smartwatch, television, car, and Internet of Things-enabled smart devices variations. It also develops the Google Chrome web browser, and Chrome OS, an operating system based on Chrome. Hardware equals. In January 2010, Google released Nexus One, the first Android phone under its own, Nexus, brand. It spawned a number of phones and tablets under the Nexus branding until its eventual discontinuation in 2016, replaced by a new brand called Pixel. In 2011, the Chromebook was introduced, described as a new kind of computer running Chrome OS. In July 2013, Google introduced the Chromecast dongle, that allows users to stream content from their smartphones to televisions. In June 2014, Google announced Google Cardboard, a simple cardboard viewer that lets user place their smartphone in a special front compartment to view virtual reality (VR) media. In April 2016, Recode reported that Google had hired Rick Osterlo, Motorola Mobility's former president, to head Google's new hardware division. In October 2016, Osterlo stated that a lot of the innovation that we want to do now ends up requiring controlling the end-to-end user experience, and Google announced several hardware platforms. The Pixel and Pixel XL smartphones with the Google Assistant, a next-generation contextual voice assistant, built in. Google Home, an Amazon Echo-like voice assistant placed in the house that can answer voice queries, play music, find information from apps, calendar, weather, etc., and control third-party smart home appliances. Users can tell it to turn on the lights, for example. Daydream View virtual reality headset that lets Android users with compatible Daydream-ready smartphones put their phones in the headset and enjoy VR content. Google Wi-Fi, a connected set of Wi-Fi routers to simplify and extend coverage of home Wi-Fi. Internet services. In February 2010, Google announced the Google Fiber project, with experimental plans to build an ultra-high-speed broadband network for 50,000 to 500,000 customers in one or more American cities. Following Google's corporate restructure to make Alphabet Incorporated its parent company, Google Fiber was moved to Alphabet's Access division. In April 2015, Google announced Project Fi, a mobile virtual network operator that combines Wi-Fi and cellular networks from different telecommunication providers in an effort to enable seamless connectivity and fast internet signal. In September 2016, Google began its Google Station initiative, a project for public Wi-Fi at railway stations in India. Cesar Singh Gupta, VP for Google's Next Billion Users, told The Verge that 15,000 people get online for the first time thanks to Google Station and that 3.5 million people use the service every month. The expansion meant that Google was looking for partners around the world to further develop the initiative, which promised high-quality, secure, easily accessible Wi-Fi. By December, Google Station had been deployed at 100 railway stations, and in February, Google announced its intention to expand beyond railway stations, with a plan to bring citywide Wi-Fi to Pune. As of October 2018, Orange has teamed up with Google in order to create a transatlantic undersea cable to share data between the United States and France at faster speeds. Planned to begin operation in 2020, the cable is purported to transfer information at rates more than 30 terabits per second, per fiber pair. The cable will span approximately 6,600 kilometers in length. Other products. Google launched its Google News service in 2002, an automated service which summarizes news articles from various websites. In March 2005, Agence France-Presse, AFP, sued Google for copyright infringement in federal court in the District of Columbia, a case which Google settled for an undisclosed amount in a pact that included a license of the full text of AFP articles for use on Google News. In May 2011, Google announced Google Wallet, a mobile application for wireless payments. In 2013, Google launched Google Shopping Express, a delivery service initially available only in San Francisco and Silicon Valley. Google Alerts is a content change detection and notification service, offered by the search engine company Google. The service sends emails to the user when it finds new results, such as web pages, newspaper articles, or blogs, that match the user's search term. In July 2015, Google released Deep Dream, an image recognition software capable of creating psychedelic images using a convolutional neural network. Google introduced its Family Link service in March 2017, letting parents buy Android Nougat-based Android devices for kids under 13 years of age and create a Google account through the app, with the parents controlling the apps installed, monitor the time spent using the device, and setting a bedtime feature that remotely locks the device. In April 2017, Google launched AutoDraw, a web-based tool using artificial intelligence and machine learning to recognize users' drawings and replace scribbles with related stock images that have been created by professional artists. The tool is built using the same technology as QuickDraw, an experimental game from Google's Creative Lab where users were tasked with drawing objects that algorithms would recognize within 20 seconds. In May 2017, Google added family groups to several of its services. The feature, which lets users create a group consisting of their family members' individual Google accounts, lets users add their family group as a collaborator to shared albums in Google Photos, shared notes in Google Keep, and common events in Google Calendar. At announcement, the feature is limited to Australia, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Mexico, New Zealand, Russia, Spain, United Kingdom, and United States. APIs. Google APIs are a set of application programming interfaces, APIs, developed by Google which allow communication with Google services and their integration to other services. Examples of these include Search, Gmail, Translate or Google Maps. Third-party apps can use these APIs to take advantage of or extend the functionality of the existing services. Other websites. Google Developers is Google's site for software development tools, APIs, and technical resources. The site contains documentation on using Google Developer Tools and APIs, including discussion groups and blogs for developers using Google's developer products. Google Labs was a page created by Google to demonstrate and test new projects. Google owns the top-level domain 1E100. Net, which is used for some servers within Google's network. The name is a reference to the scientific e-notation representation for 1 Google. 1E100 equals 1 times 10,100. In March 2017, Google launched a new website, OpenSource. Google.com, to publish its internal documentation for Google open source projects. In June 2017, Google launched We Wear Culture, a searchable archive of 3,000 years of global fashion. The archive, a result of collaboration between Google and over 180 museums, schools, fashion institutes, and other organizations, also offers curated exhibits of specific fashion topics and their impact on society.